Hey everyone, welcome back to Feed Your Body, Mind and Soul. As they say, all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. It's all well and good that we eat healthy all round, but it's also important that we indulge in play food, as they call it, now and again. So today we are going to make two sweets with Diwali round the corner. The first one is Cashew Cake or Kaju Katli with a modern twist with coconut sugar and an easy recipe. And the second one is Almond Halwa or Badam Halwa, which is again made with almond flour so that the cooking time is reduced to 15 minutes. So let's get started. So let's start with the cashew cake. Add cashews to a blender and blitz to a fine powder. Don't blitz it too long as the cashews will then start releasing the oil to form cashew butter. Feel with your fingers to make sure it's fine to touch and not granular. Mine's a little bit oily, but that's alright. We need roughly 1 cup of the cashew powder and it took me about 1¼ cups of whole cashews to make it. Finer the powder, softer the cake. So let's now start to heat up coconut sugar and milk powder in a double boiler. To set up the double boiler, take a deep wall container, add hot water, switch on the heat, place another bowl on top of this which is not heavy and it should be thin as well so that it heats up quickly on top of the bowl. Basically we're using the steam that comes from the hot water below to heat up the contents of the thinner bowl on top. Now add 3/4 cup of coconut sugar and 1/3 cup of milk powder. With regards to the sugar, I prefer coconut sugar because I like the taste. You can use any sugar of your choice. And with regards to the milk powder, again, you can use a dairy milk powder or soy or rice milk powder. Keep stirring and moving the contents around to make it warm. You have to continue stirring for about 3 to 5 minutes. Make sure it doesn't burn or stick to the bottom. Now add the warmed up coconut sugar milk powder mix to the bowl with the cashew nut powder. Add a tablespoon and a half of water to start with and give a mix. You can initially mix with a spoon till the mix cools down a little, and then with clean hands you can start mixing to bring them together. I'm going to add another half tablespoon of water and continue to bring them together like you're making dough for your pizza or chapati. Be patient and it will slowly come together as the cashews start releasing oil from the warmth. As you can see, it's all now coming to form a dough ball. Look at all the oil released onto my hand. It's all the good fat. We didn't add any extra oil. So place a sheet of parchment paper or grease-proof paper onto your rolling surface and then place the dough on top of it. Initially press with your hands and then start rolling with a rolling pin. It takes good muscle power to roll it. Roll to the desired thickness, about 1/2 inch. Cut into a rectangle first and then remove the bits from the side. Okay. Now use a sharp knife and cut it into shapes that you desire. It could be a square, a rectangle, rhomboid, whatever. Then with the rest, roll into a dough and repeat the same process till all of the dough is used up and changed into these shapes. Oh god, I keep tasting them as I make them and half of the dough is eaten by me before I even finish making the dessert. For the cashew cake, I've placed 4 of them on a small plate. I shall decorate with sliced strawberries all around the plate. And then top up with a teeny dusting of icing sugar. Totally optional. It's just to give a nice look to it. For the almond cake or halwa, first add 1/4 cup of milk to a small bowl and add 2 pinches of saffron. Keep it aside. To a blender jar, add 1 cup of almond flour, 1/2 cup of unrefined cane sugar and 1/2 cup of milk. The milk could be either dairy milk or rice milk. Blend this to a fine paste. To a heavy bottom pan, add 1 tablespoon of ghee or coconut oil if you're going dairy free or totally oil free. If it has a little bit of non-sticky surface, it does help to make the process easier. Now add the blended paste. It's quite sticky to the pan. Keep heat on low for now and add the saffron milk. Now in terms of milk, you should use either dairy milk or rice milk would be a preferred option over soy milk. The reason being the soy milk sometimes coagulates at higher temperatures. Now increase the heat and use your muscle power to keep mixing. Keep adjusting the heat so that it does not stick to the bottom. As you can see, it will slowly get dehydrated and start to solidify. Now keep stirring till it gets to a point where It comes away from the pan without sticking. You can add half teaspoon of ghee at this point or coconut oil, or you can totally avoid adding oil, and keep stirring even after switching off the heat. This is how the consistency looks like. Keep stirring till the pan cools down or transfer the halwa straight away into another container. In total, the process took me about 8 to 9 minutes of stirring. Plating up. Cut a rectangle out of grease-proof paper. Place a tablespoon of the halwa and fold the paper to form like a packet. It's actually good to do this because it's easy to serve or to take with us as a snack, or also it gives us roughly an idea of the portion size, so it stops you from overindulging. For presentation, I'm going to add some almonds and then the almond halwa and top it with one almond. Beautiful, right? I like it. So there you have it. 2 traditional Indian sweet recipes with a modern twist and made quickly and easily. I hope you enjoy making this for Diwali or whenever you feel like you want some play food and be indulgent. Today in my pro tip, I want to talk about sugars. I did talk about sugars briefly in my pro tip in the last week's video, but today I'm just going to continue on that. It doesn't matter what sugar you take, white sugar, brown sugar, date sugar, cane sugar, or wet sugars like honey and maple syrup, your body deals with these sugars in the same way. What is important for you to understand is that if you are consuming added sugars, for example, that's not found in things like fruits, then the amount of added sugars that you consume should be less than 10% in your diet. That's it for today. Take care, folks. Stay happy, stay healthy. This is Vishwa signing off for Feed Your Body, Mind and Soul.